Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
The trash episode. Which, as somebody said, is like every episode. But this is a special, super duper trash episode. But before we jump into the action, I've got Anna Prosser Robinson and Alyssa Grant from Penny Arcade who have been conspiring to do something awesome. And they're going to tell you about it. And then we're going to boot Alyssa off, and then I'm going to throw trash at everybody. As I do every week.
So, as some of you may know, Alyssa and I are both producers, and producers tend to just like to think about ways to break things, you know, and to be like, what's never been done before? What could we do that's bigger and badder and crazier? And especially when those producers happen to be sitting and drinking with people like Jerry and Chris and the rest of the crew, and ideas are flowing. Sometimes ideas come out that are big bad gems that just don't seem to leave.
Sometimes they come out of your mouth and sometimes they come out of your butt, but they
who knows? But we were charged by the group with like, hey, don't lose that one. That one might be good. Coincidentally, a lot of you in the Waffle Fam and the Shadow Council have requested this very thing numerous times since we came up with this idea and even before. And because we love you and we want to make you happy, whenever you ask for something, we're like, how can we make that happen? So as we approach our 100th episode, Alyssa, what are we going to do?
We are going to be doing a Waffles Inc. streaming weekend crossover event on July 14th and 15th, where we will have several different games running, and we'll have all 8 players and 2 DMs there all at once. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
It is going to be so dope. We're going to do 4 games that are crossover games. So we're going to play with players from both C Team and Dice Camera Action at the same time. That's happening on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will do a full crew crossover, which as far as I know, I don't think I've ever seen that done before, where like two full D&D
certainly not
cast.
with 2 DMs.
Yeah, it's going to be a full table, and it's going to be super awesome. And we've been talking about this for far too long, so it's finally happening.
That's
And
right.
all of this, to be clear, is happening in person. We will be live together at the Penny Arcade Studios in Seattle. And all of us are really, really excited about it. We hope you guys are too.
And it will be live streamed and it will be recorded, as all of our episodes are. So if you can't watch us on the stream, you can catch us afterward.
So,
Awesome.
congratulations. That's what we've been hinting at forever. That's what Jerry was talking about when he said that watch out when Alyssa and I are together. And that's what we've been sending you wiggly eyebrow gifts about for quite some time now.
It's so
we really
true.
enjoy.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm very excited to see you guys in person in a few weeks. So
Thanks for inviting us over to your office.
Yay!
great.
We promise not to ruin it. No promises.
I mean, we'll promise to try.
Don't make promises you can't keep. All right.
All right.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Thanks, Alyssa.
Crash game.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Alyssa. I love you.
Bye, Alyssa.
Love you too. Bye.
Previously in Dice Camera Action, the characters befriended a storied hero named Magnus Burnsides, who gave them or entrusted them with an estate in Waterdeep, which they have settled into here at the end of winter going into spring. To kick things off, so some time has passed, say, some number of days and or weeks. So spring has sort of slid into your lives. The last of the snow is gone from Waterdeep and things are starting to warm up a little bit. And it's a beautiful spring morning. What is your wake-up morning routine? And who wants to start? You're all settled in your estate.
Oh, we are?
Yep.
Chris, would it be fair to say that during this downtime, DF missed business they had to do for a few days?
Oh my, yes.
Told the rest of the party, nothing big deal, just some house cleaning he's got to do while back in Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
So he's back from that now.
All right. His pouch is a little heavier from that, but I guess you keep that to yourself for the time being.
No, that went to a bank where it is safely stored.
All right then. A bank in Waterdeep?
I mean, if there happens to be one in Red Larch, I'll just do it there. But wherever is a safe
yeah,
bet.
you can find a small place in Red Larch, but if you want security, you probably want it in Waterdeep.
God damn it. Nothing is secure with you, Chris Perkins. Yeah, we'll put it in Waterdeep.
Okay.
This is fine. That way they at least saw me leave with it.
Right. Most of the banks in Waterdeep are basically controlled by trustworthy noble families who have basically been licensed by the Lords of Waterdeep to own and run banks. They provide their own security and whatnot, so it's all top notch. Their reputations being on the line, of course. You can put your. And for those who don't know, Jared is alluding to an adventure that Dieth went on that brought him into contact with some members of Acquisitions Inc. C-Team out in the small village of Red Larch.
Which you can see over on their YouTube channel, not right now. We're watching this show. Watch the show right now. But after this or any other time that you have some free time, feel free to check that out to see what Dieth was up to.
Dieth, what is your wake-up routine?
Dieth wakes up unusually early compared to most other people. Almost as if the moment he's awake, he's immediately alert and up.
He's noticed that whatever room he's taken as his in this estate, there's probably a window of some kind, and usually there's like a cat on the windowsill cleaning itself in the wee hours of the morning. Occasionally you'll hear it at night screaming from some distant rooftop, but it likes to camp out here periodically and just glare at you.
Neat. So his room upstairs, we'll say he's in the, not the master bedroom, probably not, no. But whatever bedroom he has taken,
Okay.
it's not his own. Strix likely has also wedged herself in there too.
Yeah, she's in a corner somewhere.
There's an attic.
On the
There's
floor.
an attic bedroom with a fireplace and 2 windows on the highest level of the house.
Ooh, yeah, I want that. That goes
Okay.
up to the turret peak.
The turret is actually separate at that point. It detaches
Oh, okay.
from the house at that level.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, up in the attic sounds great.
Cool.
Yeah, so he stays in that bedroom. That way, from up there at the highest point, you can also see him over most of Waterdeep.
Yeah, he's actually looking north over a large portion of the North Ward, which has walls enclosing it. Beyond that is the vast countryside.
Yeah, every morning he does some calisthenics, keep himself limber and nimble, just to kind of, get himself going.
And quick.
Every morning he,
Strix will plug her ears during that. Like,
he dons his equipment. Every morning he counts how many keys he has left to make sure he's got every single one still there. And then it's down to
Patting down creaky stairs.
Yep, down to whatever food is prepared.
Mhm.
Careful not to wake the others until
Okay.
they are ready to get up.
You have discovered, as have the rest of you, that there are what appear to be a number of unseen servants of some kind that basically do things in the house. So, Dieth, you probably have some stuff already prepared for you by the time you're downstairs, now that a routine has been established.
Okay, we're like used to them and accepting at this point.
Yeah, you've sort of gotten accustomed to deking past a unseen servant with a broom that can be a little bit challenging in the upstairs hall.
Goddamn broom.
But yeah, you always try to give that as wide a berth as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, so he'll go down to like where the tap room area is, the pantry on the first floor.
Yeah.
Get himself a modest breakfast, usually something
Yeah.
very, very simple.
You've
that
never
doesn't
been
need a whole
happy
lot.
with how cold the tap room is in the mornings. It's still pretty cold.
A simple breakfast, the one that doesn't take a whole lot of time to prepare, unless for some reason Strix has one made for him, or like prepared something from the night before.
Okay, probably something from the night before,
Okay.
just covered with like a handkerchief or something that you can pull
Yeah.
off.
dirty
Okay.
piece of fabric.
Who's next?
Well, I guess it can be Strix. Because I'm sure after like all of the like stomping and stair creaking, she wakes up every morning.
I assume Dieth's actually pretty quiet. All in all.
She's always on alert though.
Right, fair.
Well, give me
So-
some credit.
Yeah, he's probably pretty quiet, but the house.
The house does sort of groan and make
Yeah.
make noises.
Yeah, so she has like a pile of like who even knows like in the
Yeah.
corner, which I'm sure that Dieth has just been like, don't sleep on the floor, and she's like, oops, and she's like on the floor in the corner. And I'm gonna assume she sometimes sits too close to the fire because she can't feel it. So sometimes she'll just catch on fire at night
Okay.
and just like it'll start smoldering.
Yeah. She probably also hears things in the night, like what she thinks are like worms or something boring through the wood
Yeah.
of the walls. It's all in her head, but
Oh well. And so when she wakes up, I guess if she would just make sure that she has all of her body parts and that they haven't been stolen at night.
okay.
So she would make sure that she has her hands
you
and
just
her
kind
face.
of okay, and you just kind of do a circle in front of a mirror.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And she'll like wipe away her protection circle at night, where she's like drawn around like where everyone sleeps. Probably everyone in the house. She's done that like every night.
Right. And she probably has to get some bend out of her tail.
Yeah, exactly. So she shakes that. It's just like it's like a little like zigzag.
Yeah.
And she'll probably have taken her hat off and probably like her cloak and like her like bigger items because she doesn't need those to sleep with. So she'll put all those back on.
And
then,
does she just sort of pick them up off the floor, or does she have a place to stash them?
You know, I think she would have a place to stash them, like maybe a loose floorboard or something.
Okay.
Like she might hide like all of her
There's like
things.
there's
under-
like an empty trunk that would hold everything, but
just-
everything is under the floorboard next to it.
Decoy.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
you
she
noticed
does that.
as you've noticed, Pyrrha, as you've lifted up the floorboard, that given enough effort, you're not that big a person. You could probably crawl through the floors of this house if you really wanted to or had to.
Noted. Noted. And I'm assuming like she might have like set up some sort of like I don't know, like something in the turret because turrets are kind of mage towery. So like she might have like taken some books from the library and like put them in the turret and like some scrolls.
To get to the turret, there is a bedroom directly underneath this one. You could have made some sort of trap door to drop from this bedroom into the lower one, or you could just go downstairs to the lower bedroom, which may or may not be occupied by Paulton. I guess we'll find out. It's got a private bath off of it, so.
Oh yeah. Well, she had been meaning to give something back to Paulton,
Okay,
so she's gonna take that way anyway.
okay.
So then in the morning, well, she'll probably go downstairs and either make and talk to Dieth and talk about different ways that they're going to die and blah, blah, blah. And then check the basement. 'Cause she's probably got some potions going on in the basement or something weird or whatever.
Yeah, she's probably got like a brewing trestle table with some brewing stuff on it and other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she goes down there and just like throws some garbage in there.
Yeah.
And then
Rats,
and like,
rats keep getting down there, but she doesn't seem to mind. She just sort of kicks them aside as she makes her way to the table.
yeah, the rats are fine. And so she'll check on all those. And then
Okay.
she'll go back upstairs and pass through.
Strange smell coming out
Paulton.
of this beaker.
Yeah. And then she'll pass through Paulton's, I'm assuming is Paulton's room.
Yeah,
And,
that's back upstairs on the 3rd floor.
Okay, good. And also every morning she makes sure she still has magic. She's like, yeah, okay, I'm still at magic.
And leading off of Paulton's bedroom is the turret, and it goes up
Okay.
an extra level.
And it's probably, I'm sure Evelyn uses the turret too, but Strix has kind of put like a couple books in there.
Simon's sort of probably crawled
God.
up into the turret.
So there's a fight between Strix and Simon of who's in the turret occasionally. But yeah, as soon if Paulton's in there, Strix is gonna walk up to him. What are you doing, Paulton? Are you in there?
So Paulton, what's your morning routine like?
We're just kind of going over our morning routines.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paulton is just like, all right, what's good, guys? It's Paulton here. Yo, I'm gonna take you through a day in the life right now.
He's just got like a little,
lined up for
he's got
you.
like a little hand.
You're live on Witch.
It's like I'm live on Witch right now. All right, so check this out. So what I like to do is I like to wake up. You know, I have my morning ritual. I like to have a drink, and then like after I have a drink, I like to follow that. I like to chase that with some wine. You know, it's pretty sick. Sometimes I do a morning workout, but like typically I just have a third drink. You know, oh dude, check this out. And, like walk down to the bar. It's like, all right, dude. You're not gonna believe this. All right, check this out. So this bar, I'm pretty sure this place is haunted, but like the ghosts are chill, so like we don't really we don't bug them about it. They actually help us out. It's pretty sick. But anyway, then I like to have another drink, which is tight. Oh, this is a fun thing. So there's some sick pranks that go on in this house, but don't tell anybody. But twice a week, like what I'm trying to do is twice a week in the middle of the night, I like to sneak into Diath's room and like try and hide one of his keys because that like totally freaks him out. It's so funny. It's so funny. But don't tell him I said that. Don't. But anyway, that's about it, guys. So like thanks for
You
tuning in.
can sort of see, you sort of catch a glimpse of Dieth in the background sitting at the bar eating the meal that Strix had made the night before, and he just sort of shoots you a look.
Anyway, shout outs for all the bits. Thanks, guys. You're killing it right now. And
So
that's
do
all
you
I got.
do you go back to your room so Strix can give you the thing?
And then I go back to my room, and it's
Okay.
like I'm gonna go back to my room so we can further the plot. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I'm gonna go back to the
I
room
swear
to
to
put on
God.
my pants.
And
to God.
Strix is in the background of the end of the stream. She's like,
Every day, Paulton's flexing on them Waterdadians.
Yep.
but yeah, Strix had forgotten that she was hoarding one of the things she found in Paulton's like remains. And like she noticed that he was looking for it apparently, and she like found it like a week later, like tucked somewhere inside of her robe. And she was like, "Oh, it's probably smelly. Sorry." But it's like a little. It was like she thought it was Evelyn's, but then she realized it came from Paulton's stuff. But it's a little necklace with a cog on it and Evelyn's signet ring, and she doesn't know where. She was like, "This is weird," and so she's gonna find Paulton and be like, "I think this is yours, but I find it strange that you have this."
Paulton just like snatches it, and he's like,
I'm sorry, it's smelly now.
"Where did you get this?"
It was in your dust, but because there was
What?
just so much dust and there was it just ended up in my robe. I'm sorry. You know how it is.
She's like,
But there's a
"It's-
lot.
It's fine. Don't worry about it." He like tucks it away.
I think
Paulton,
Does that
as you tuck it away, you see your hand disintegrate, just sort of turn to powder, and then your whole arm disintegrates and turns to powder.
Perkins, I don't feel so good.
And then suddenly, all of you seems to turn to powder, and then you collapse, and then
Not again. We just did this.
and then you wake up,
I'm like,
and you're like, "Fuck, not again."
That's a good prank.
is he just on the floor? Did he pass out?
Yeah, he like got up and did his morning routine, and then just sort of passed out on the floor. And you can see just sort of hanging on a dresser knob, that thing, that necklace with the signet ring, which was given to you like days earlier by Strix.
Cool. I tried to make it nice, but now it's fucked up.
This is like the third morning in a row where you've had essentially a disintegration moment.
Did Strix ask him about it when she gave it back to him?
Strix,
Yeah.
She didn't see it. It didn't actually happen that way.
Oh,
Oh no, she didn't see the disintegration.
I mean,
He had a dream about Strix giving her the signet ring and then disintegrated in the dream.
But when Strix actually handed it to him, yes, she
Yes.
asked him.
Yes.
She asked him
That actually did
what it
happen.
meant. Yeah. Well, she was kind of like, what does this mean? Does it mean? And I'm sure Paulton was like,
Paulton wakes up. He's just like, "All right, Perkins, I got to level with you. I'm having a hard time keeping track of what actual timeline we're in right now."
It is very disorienting.
It is.
is Strix still in the room? Or this is later.
This is later.
Oh, okay.
So am I just in the room alone?
Yes.
And it's
Well,
just, like,
actually,
hanging-
you see the door open, and then Simon just sort of comes in, and he's got like a cookie on a plate, and he just goes into his turret.
He doesn't even eat, but he still wants cookies.
I mean, Strix has been giving him cookies for like 50 years, so.
That's fair. And the necklace is still hanging. Is just hanging on the wall.
Yeah.
He just like takes it off.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like looking at it. It's like, I'm gonna put it away. Okay. It's away now.
Anna? Evelyn's springtime morning routine. Birds are chirping, The sunlight is streaming through at an angle. You've probably claimed the master bedroom on the 3rd floor, perhaps, because it's got a huge private bath and a
Well,
big
when-
fireplace.
When she ran in the house, that was, of course, the first private bath she
Yeah,
found.
yes.
Like right when we got the house.
Right.
But she was very apologetic at first. She's like, "Does anyone else want the? I mean, I don't need to take the master bedroom if anyone.
All the
Anyone
towels.
else? Well-
You take it. You take
Yeah.
it.
Okay, if you insist."
They went up and looked at
Yeah,
it.
no
and
one else
all the
wants it.
towels were damp, so they're like, no.
I imagine it has like a big like canopy bed
It
and
does,
stuff too, and it's just all floofy. And so in the mornings, Evelyn actually gets up really early to like train every morning. But you'd expect that she'd sit up and be like, ah, like Cinderella, like birds chirping and stuff. But actually, part of the reason she gets up early is she's just like stupid in the morning. Like she wakes up like Princess Anna in Frozen, like hair everywhere, like drool and stuff. And
I
she's-
imagine sometimes she wakes up when like Strix is going to bed.
yeah.
Like early.
And she kind of sits up and like looks around and kind of like dumb for a sec and just kind of, and then just kind of like puts herself together.
The rest of you
Hold
hear,
on.
"Has anybody seen my comb?"
She doesn't want to interact with anyone in the morning.
Okay.
She's just, and then she'll go, let's see. She doesn't have access to the turret, but she has a big window. So I think
Yes.
what she does is probably like hops out with her flying boots onto the roof and does some calisthenics and
Okay.
some sun salutations and works out in the morning, kind of gets herself all ready, says her morning prayers, does some surveillance, flies around, and so she gets the blood pumping and everything to the point where by the time anyone else is waking up, she's like perfectly coiffed and all ready and just like chipper and skips down the stairs like she just woke up, but she's been awake for a couple hours
Right.
praying and training and working out.
All right.
No one ever actually sees her in her getting prepared state. She's
Mhm.
just always looking
Yeah.
great and perfect.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, also, like, right when Paulton wakes up that one time, he's just, like, looking around. Then he's like, Twitch.tv. It's like, why are my stats still gray?
Excuse.
Also, I wondered if Strix could also document the amount of ghosts.
Oh, yeah, you can basically record anytime you see a sighting in what room. So
Yeah.
you sort of got little hatch marks to check off how many times you've seen activity in the library or the den or the
Yeah.
common room, which is probably being turned into some sort of training center or something. You'll have to decide what to do with all the extra space that you have. You have a big attic storage room, you have a large library / study, and you have this big common room and very large den attached to one another, on both on
Is
the
this
second
place
floor.
like? Is it zoned for like having a bakery possibly?
So based on what all that you've learned about it is, the structure is known locally as Troll Skull Manor because it is on Troll Skull Alley, which is this wide alley in North Ward, which all these residences and businesses face onto. And it's actually got like a little mini market there on certain periods of the day. There's a blacksmith nearby. There's a sort of a garden floral center on Troll Skull Alley, and some other places, other establishments, as well as private residences. This place has been a tavern. It has been a bed and breakfast. It has been, at one time in the past, an orphanage, to the best of your recollection. So it has served a number of purposes and can be both residential and commercial.
Okay, so Strix has also kind of been sussing out where the best like bakery and or like coven areas are.
Okay. You're not going to find too much of that in the North Ward where you guys are, because beyond Troll Skull Alley, it's almost all estates and businesses with a few scattered up sort of higher end places like high-end bookstores and places where you can buy fancy vases and things like that.
Yeah. Do I think the ghosts are the orphans? Just as a question.
So what you're able to make out is that you don't think, Strix, that these are ghosts, that some wizard basically cast permanent unseen servants to
Okay.
carry out specific tasks throughout this edifice. So they're all sort of created by powerful magical spells. They function identically to the Unseen Servant spell, except that they are permanent.
Okay, that's
Is
then.
Strix disappointed that they're not ghosts?
No.
I figured she'd be more excited. Than
Yeah.
So Evelyn was able to
Yeah, there's a lot
ascertain,
of magic.
using her paladin's divine sense, was able to ascertain pretty dead loitering around in here.
For the record,
Not in my
chat,
house.
I want to say for the record, for the stream in the chat, that we do have like an actual map of our manor, and this is what we're using to.
Oh, you're already writing on it. I was just like using it in my head.
Oh no, I'm printing this out, and I'm going to mark down where we're putting our furniture.
That's
And-
amazing. That's a good idea.
I
know whose
also-
rooms is whose.
I also wanted to note that Evelyn is super into home improvement now because they have their own place, and so she's like
And-
setting up.
We know a really good carpenter.
Yeah,
Yes.
but she's setting up all these like insta perfect little places, and she likes to like arrange things, and she's all about like the local buzz on trends of like colors and plants and things. So she's like almost to an annoying degree both home decorating and also like remodeling. So I imagine that some mornings they wake up because she's like hammering something on the outside of the house, like she decided to add shutters or something.
Oh, this
and
is
she's-
this is going to be a constant fight because Strix is going to constantly add things that Evelyn's going to hate.
yeah, and
like-
Evelyn's gonna be like, that's so last season.
Like I can already assume she's already found some like mounted head of like some creature and put it into the like. Oh no, maybe she saved the mind flayer head and mounted it and put it in the tap.
And Evelyn always tries to be nice and encouraging about it, but she's always like, that's like such a cool art piece, but maybe it would just fit better with like the aesthetic of like the attic bedroom. Maybe we could put it down there.
One of the
There
tentacles.
is
like,
at the
pie.
the very highest floor, when you roll up to the attic, the stairs climb to a short hallway that dead ends that have doors on either side to the bedrooms and the storage area. There is a spot on that wall at the top of the stairs where it can just glare down.
Perfect.
mean-
It goes right there.
We'll just make that space into like a tentacle aesthetic, I
right.
suppose.
Yeah. How many lightning rods is too many lightning rods, Evelyn?
And Strix is like, it's like, don't you have like paladin stuff to do? Like, why are you messing up our castle?
messing up.
For the record, Dieth has actually expressed almost an uncomfortableness with the manor, kind of giving hint that he feels like it's almost too much or it's more than they ever possibly need. And anything and everything he gets for his own sake in the manor is small and practical.
Well,
I
Strix
think
will keep
Evelyn's-
bringing him things that he doesn't want and just leaving them up in the room.
Yeah.
I think that's probably part of the reason for Evelyn's home improvement too, is that as soon as she were to like actually settle down, she would maybe feel like, how did we get here, and do we even deserve this? So she's making it like a project in order to kind of, it seems like she's always working on the house.
I feel like Strix is just gonna turn their like room into a hoarder room. It's like just like little things from the garbage. Like how much cool garbage is in Waterdeep, right? Like you find all kinds of stuff. So she's probably just like going through everyone, like neighbors' garbage, and they'll probably like chase her away and think that she's just like an urchin, but she like
Right.
runs back into the house.
There is a knock on the main door, which leads into the tap room.
Everyone hide!
I got it.
You pull open the door. Mm-hmm. You see two gentlemen standing on your stoop. One is a short, pudgy fellow with tinted spectacles and a mustache and beard, and he's wearing wizard robes. He stands next to a tall, lanky fellow with graying red hair, a long beak nose, and kind of a bit of a shambles of a City Watch uniform. It's kind of like a City Watch uniform that's been kind of worn out and threadbare and maybe even gone out of style. And the pudgy wizard says, "Oh, hello, my good man. I'm Barnabas Blastwind. Inspector Barnabas Blastwind."
I'm hiding behind the bar as I listen to this, and when I hear blast wind, you hear
This is my stalwart companion, retired Sergeant Safe Cromley of the City Watch.
Are you guys here to fix the plumbing?
Oh no, we don't represent the Cellarers and Plumbers Guild. No, I'm with the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors.
Magic! You hear from behind the bar.
We have received some reports among residents in this neighborhood that one of the residents in your establishment has been plundering their garbage. We've been sent to investigate.
Yes, of course, we've been sent to investigate.
Ah, Strix and people are here to see you.
No, wait, no, someone else. You see her like pop up from the bar and Paulton outs, and she's like, "You outed me." Hello, fellow magic users.
Oh no, Sergeant Cromley is no magic user. He's a guard.
An investigative guard.
And public servant.
Indeed, madam.
Yes, and so you've been stealing garbage, madam.
Garbage can't be stolen, just as a rule.
You're a wizard, you say?
I mean, I use magic, yes, but I'm not a wizard.
And
no,
yet
but
you
I
are
can
not registered with the Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors?
Ooh, I don't know that word. I don't know a register. She's like,
It is
pretending
the
she's-
law, you know, for wizards
Oh,
here
I
in
don't
the
like.
city
I
to
don't know what that
register.
word is, and she's like panicked, looking at Paulton, like, ugh.
Can Evelyn waltz in and she
Yes.
has like her hair tied up in a scarf and she has like a tool in one hand and she looks like Instagram perfect, like home improver. And she just walks in and she's like, guests! And she like throws the tool,
No,
takes off
Evelyn,
the
no,
sta-
no,
like,
no, we're in trouble. It's trouble.
and she just flounces in front of Strix and is like, welcome to our home.
Well, thank you. It's all rather charming.
Thank you. We've just made a few
I do
improvements
like
here
what
and
you've
there.
done
There's a lot
with
of
the
work still to
place.
be done.
And he says, you wouldn't happen to have a glass of milk or something, would you? Throat's a little parched. Would you
Oh,
like
I-
something, Sergeant?
gonna-
No, I'm fine, thank you.
I'll go to the bar and get him a drink.
Okay.
So Strix will walk up to them, like kind of around Evelyn, like, well, okay, I have not registered as a magic person for here,
I'm
Waterdeep.
sure it's just an oversight. We can have that taken care of and do order.
What is there a test?
Oh no, there's no test. If you're a wizard, you're a wizard, and
Like I didn't read it from.
it doesn't matter how you learn the magic. It's that you can cast the magic, and so should Waterdeep have need of your services, you would be drafted into employment.
But I already
constantly.
have employment by like
Oh
at least.
no!
3
Stop
different-
talking, would you?
All right.
Paulton walks back with 2 cups. He has one for himself
Yeah.
and hands the other one. He's like,
Okay.
cheers.
Very good. Yes. He tries it.
Just like, yeah, don't chug this, dude. If you're driving, shit.
Oh, damn.
Let's call it that.
Can I do an insight check on these guys to see if they're lying?
Sure.
I'm just like 16.
They seem sincere. You can see Barnabas, he basically tells you that it is the law for wizards to register, but there's no prescribed, you have to do it by 10 days or whatever. So typically people do, if you're a new arrival to the city, you do get around to it, and you remember something to that effect. But it actually does really only apply to mages and wizards, not so much to sorcerers and warlocks. You can opt out.
All right.
But they have no way of knowing if you're one thing or the other, and since you referred to yourself as a wizard, he kind of assumes that's what you are. So he says, all you have to do is go to a Watchful Order of Magus and Protectors post, or you can actually register with him now, and he can take your fee, and then you're a member, and then if they have need of you to help defend the city, they'll call upon you, but otherwise you just basically do what you do. The Watchful Order has no meetings or other obligations other than they have to be willing to defend the city when called upon.
Right. But she's just gonna turn to everyone, and I don't know. Is Dieth in there too, or is he upstairs?
He's around. Probably.
I would
but-
say no. I would say Dieth's out running morning
Okay.
errands right now, so he's not home at all.
Cool. All right. In that case, if you want to register now, Barnabas tells you that it will cost you 25 gold pieces. And that
All right.
will,
I
that will-
just kind of look at him, and I'm like, I look at Paulton.
it's basically a one-time payment.
I'm like, Paulton, if we can be wizard friends, that means more wizards can be our friends.
Indubitably.
Fantastic.
Even though I'm not really a wizard.
You're not really a wizard. What do you mean?
I mean, I don't really. I know magic. I didn't learn magic.
I'll hand him the gold.
Okay.
As in, like, I was given, like, as he's giving him the gold, I'm like,
He'll
as
count
in,
it.
like, I've never read a book about magic. In fact, I'm actually really bad at it.
As
You're
he
a
hands him the
sorcerer,
gold,
then.
he's also just like the guy he
Yeah.
gave the drink to. He's like, hey, what do you think? I just like came up with it on the spot when he said milk. Do you like it?
It's something.
But is it good?
It's novel and ripe and full of something.
Hold on. I like swipe it and I like
Yeah.
go back. And I'm
Okay.
gonna like keep messing with it.
Evelyn's like,
He's a burgeoning mixologist. Have you watched it on his Witch channel? He does mixology streams sometimes.
All right.
Yeah, so Strix is like, yeah, it's a sorcerer. That's what I am, a sorcerer. Sorry, I forgot the word for a second because I don't usually refer to myself in magic terms.
And you have some sort of interest in trash.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of trash here. So I just like to find. I used to live on the streets here and just hide in a corner. And so I used to eat from the trash. So I figure there's lots of things in the trash that you can use, like important things and good things and things that you can give your friends.
Yeah, maybe you can help us with a small little matter. We've been called to investigate a situation that has become a widespread problem throughout the city, namely piles of trash ambling around on their own and terrorizing the locals.
of course.
What?
Piles of trash ambling around, animated and threatening the citizenry.
Who's animating trash?
Well, that's what we don't know. Perhaps you can help us. We've caught one of the creatures, trapped it as it were. Maybe you can identify something about it, if there's nature, that would lend some perspective or guide us in the direction that would help us find whoever's responsible for this. This
all right.
sorcery.
Oh, that sounds fine. I can do that. I know magic. What do you think, Evelyn? Should I help? Do you want me to help Waterdeep?
Of course. Well, I'll help you too. You don't have to do it by yourself.
I don't want to go by myself.
We've trapped a creature in one of the theaters in the Trades Ward.
I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds absolutely disgusting, and I don't want to touch it, but I will help you as best I can.
It is very disgusting, and it reeks a lot. Indeed it
Yay! Group adventure, Paulton Dia!
Bolton walks back. He's like, all right, I tweaked it. Try that.
does. This is a rather saucy, tasty drink. What did
like
you do
it.
to it?
I added. I tweaked the recipe a little bit. I call it a white Barovian.
All right. Yes, he will down it. He will-
Cheers.
Yes. And he places the empty glass down on the bar.
I think Evelyn has a bad habit of yelling for people in the house.
yeah.
You know
So
how
she's
when
like,
you like
there's a sending spell. We can get one.
because it's such a big house, she's not used to
Yeah.
being this far from everybody, so she's just yelling up the stairs, Dad!
By the way, the whole time that Barnabas and Saith have been here, you've seen no unseen servant activity.
Oh. Interesting.
And you haven't really had visitors drop by yet, so.
I don't like that. I note that.
Sergeant Cromley sort of looks around and says, "Are you planning to open up this establishment again soon?"
Oh, maybe. Do you like pies?
I do, yes, in fact, and I rather miss it on my rounds.
We might. Well,
You don't have rounds anymore, my good man. You're retired. Not with you, I'm not.
We might open it up. That'd be fun. Paulton's clearly coming up with drink ideas.
Yes, I should say you could market this.
Wait, we don't
White
have any money. We can
Barovian.
market this.
It's a great idea. He
We
just
should
like
make
goes
money.
back. He goes back to the bar. It's like, I have more ideas now. Inspiration struck.
Yeah, we would. That would be nice for us to have money, but we don't really usually have money.
Yeah.
But we'll help you.
You see Simon come down the stairs,
And I'm like, no,
sort of stop, look at you, and then go back up the stairs.
no. Yeah,
And
I'm sure
Barnabas turns
Waffles
around and looks toward the stairs and thought he heard something, but no, nothing there.
Waffles is probably in the other room snoring too.
Yeah, probably in the den, I would
Yeah.
say, on the first floor. A big roomy space for her.
Yeah, and Strix has been like cleaning up her poop every morning and just shoveling it out a window.
Oh, lovely.
yeah, she'll just kind of be like, I mean, I want to help. Maybe I can meet the Blackstaff again.
Yeah.
Blackstaff is so cool.
Oh, you know the Blackstaff, Vajra, do you?
I don't know her. I met her. We had a couple of disasters at Port Nyanzaru.
Okay.
But yeah,
Evelyn, Paulton, and Strix, you can all make insight checks.
oh, I got an 18.
Okay.
8.
You muted, Dana?
Sorry, I was muted. 15.
All right, with a 15 and an 18, Strix and Evelyn, you can tell that both Barnabas and Saith Cromley exchange a little look when she starts talking about the Blackstaff, like they're dubious that she has met the Blackstaff. But they're not, polite etiquette dictates that they not say anything more about it.
Oh, so they don't think she actually met her.
No, they think this might be a tall tale.
Oh.
Like you saying you're a wizard when you're not. But the 18 Strix, you suddenly get a sense that they may have come here for another purpose in addition to asking for your help to identify the origins of this trash monster. And they haven't broke that part of the conversation yet.
All right. As soon as she kind of like feels that, she'll kind of just like, her eyes will narrow, like, and she'll just be like, why'd you really come here, Cutters, if you're only here to talk about trash monsters? I think enough wizards can handle that. You don't need my help for that.
Ooh,
if you
she's
don't
a
even
rather
think I'm
clever
a
one.
wizard.
She's very clever. And Barnabas says, yes, of course. Let me tell you the other reason why we've come. So we know, through our investigation, this place is owned by one Magnus Burnsides of Neverwinter. And in addition, we know that he hasn't sold the place, so still owns it, so he must be renting it to you, no doubt. Well, there have been sightings of him, and possibly you, making your way to and from the sewers of the city. And there was an incident in the sewers recently that led to an explosion that was heard and felt by people up above. And attached to that, incidents involving you and members of the Dung Sweepers Guild, who have described one or more of you in great detail, suggesting that you have had some business down in the sewers of late, run-ins with the Dung Sweepers Guild, leading to some sort of violence. So
Oh, you mean helping to save the city from the scourge of the brain eater things? Yeah, we did that.
I was hoping you would say that. Anyway,
Yeah, we killed a mind flayer in the sewers. The explosions were my fireballs.
we
Sorry.
are quite willing to put aside any possible infractions of local laws and disturbing the peace and whatnot if you're willing to help us with this trash monster, which you already are. Hence, I didn't bring up that earlier point.
But we saved everyone. It was a mind flayer. He's on the
Well-
wall up there.
He's like,
There are some dead members of the Dung Sweepers Guild.
The Dung Sweepers Guild locked us. There's shady. The Dung Sweepers Guild. There's something going on with them.
it's not their fault. They have the things in their brains.
Yeah, they have the things in their brains.
Barnabas and Saith Cromley kind of look at each other with that familiar look like, oh, here we go again.
They were.
You know about the things in the brains. They go, you know?
They sort of look at each other, puzzled.
I do know what a mind flayer is.
No,
So-
not that.
But for now, let's deal with...
Intellective hour. You know what an intellective hour is? They can also work for mine. There were also 3 undead beholders down there. There was a lot. We killed a lot. Waterdeep would be in way worse shape if we hadn't have killed them.
Oh, very good then. Well, shall we deal with the trash monster? It is a clear and present danger.
We will all go and deal with the trash monster. We have to wait for Diaz to get back from his morning chores. So sit at the bar and let Paulton get you drunk.
All right, they sit at the bar and wait for Diath. Diath, what business do you have?
It's probably just some bullshit, getting whatever supplies are needed at the manor.
Okay.
Food stores and the like. If they need additional glasses or wineskins. maybe like potentially also checking out nearby bounty boards or help wanted ads, or listening in on the gossip sayers.
Yeah,
within taverns.
you can listen in the gossip sayers. You can take some notes from the boards. You can also pick up for like a copper piece each some of the local broadsheets that basically there are different kinds of broadsheets that are sold in the city, but basically they're local news and gossip.
Yeah. All that to try to collect as much information about the current state of Waterdeep and the overall atmosphere of the place and the like.
Right. After a long, cold, icy winter, the general sense is people are looking to get sort of back. The city is sort of coming to life again. The rumor mills are starting up again. The trade, the gates are opening to trade. The ships are coming in and out of the harbor again. That's nice. That's always good. People are looking forward to Trolltide, which is a springtime festival where they celebrate the end of the Second Troll War, when trolls threw themselves at the walls of Waterdeep and were set ablaze and burned and driven off and killed and massacred. People celebrate by lighting wooden effigies of trolls on fire and watching them burn to ash, while children run around in troll masks and harangue adults for treats.
This sounds like the best time in my life.
I feel like the last time we were at a festival where children were running around, it didn't go very well.
Oh yeah, I think
Shush.
Strix also gave DF a list of pie supplies to get from the store.
Yeah, he's like collecting that. He's also
Okay.
collecting
Got a little basket.
Small material components for spells. Maybe some cleaning supplies or perfumes or whatever the heck that Evelyn wants. Fresh fruits and vegetables,
Okay.
etc.
Yep.
And yeah, so yeah, then at some point he'll return back to the manor. However long you
Yep.
feel after Barnabas and
Okay.
Safe have been there.
There are a couple, as you make your way through Troll Skull Alley, there's activity, some children running around playing, some halfling, a couple halfling musicians getting set up on a corner to basically score some coin. You can see a well-dressed noblewoman making her way with her valet. She's looking around at signs like she hasn't been in this particular part of the city before, but is looking for something in particular, and she sort of slips past you and gives you a smile. And her valet says something, "It must be up ahead, ma'am." And they keep going. And you make it back, and as soon as you enter, you see that you've got company.
Yeah, Susan's entering in, like holding the bags of groceries or whatever. Dieth sees Paulton serving drinks. Evelyn trying her best to converse with them, and Strix doing the same, and probably slightly panicked on her face as
Oh
Dieth
yeah,
walks in.
she like looks like.
Yeah, so Dieth walking in and just, oh no.
Dan, I'm so glad you're home. Guess what? We're going on an adventure and we're going to kill some trash monsters. And it's okay that we killed all that stuff in the sewer. I mean, I guess it was okay because we saved everyone, but I'm glad you're home. This
Paul walks up to
Barnabas and Cromley.
Paul walks up with a cup to Dieth. Also, try this.
Slosh, slosh, slosh.
Dieth puts down a bag and actually sips it and just goes, one of your best yet.
Sick. All right, cool. Still need some tweaks, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah, they want us to kill a monster from the trash.
Yeah,
That
I
isn't
imagine they get
Strix.
Dieth completely caught up by this point.
Yeah.
Now, Dieth, you've heard rumors, actually, just this morning in your gatherings, that locals, particularly in the trades ward and the dock ward, have had encounters with what they claim are shambling mounds of trash. Moving often slowly enough that one can run away from them, but they sort of seem to be pursuing people relentlessly through town. Of late.
All right.
This is a relatively new development.
Okay. So then, like, to Barnabas and what's his name? Safe? Save?
Safe Cromley.
Safe. Okay.
Safe, like SAFE.
Saeth.
Oh, safe. Okay.
Safe.
Got it.
But Sergeant Cromley will do.
Okay. So to Barnabas and Cromley, which sounds like an awesome law firm, Dieth will just say, so you just need assistance in finding and clearing out these trash piles.
They tell you that they've trapped one in a theater, the Brisen Bright Theater. They're hoping that, well, it should be destroyed, but then they're hoping that looking at it or studying it, somebody will be able to ascertain where it came from. And that somebody, they hope, is Strix.
Oh, well, Strix, is it something that you think you can help with?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I know magic, and
Yeah,
it's
you do.
It sounds like. I mean, we can definitely incapacitate it, and then we'll see what happens from there.
You know magic and you know trash. It's perfect.
Thank you, Evelyn.
You're welcome.
Dieth will put like a hand on Strix's shoulder to kind of calm her a little bit, and then turns back to the other two and just says, "She can do it."
Thank you. I can do it.
And
Well, let's go. I've been up for hours.
you can see Barnabas gets off his stool and immediately starts to get a little tipsy. But Sergeant Cromley is there to kind of brace him.
Well, this is awkward.
Yeah, those will catch up to you real fast. buddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess.
Let us
yeah.
try to catch.
Yeah, we could do this. Strix will assist, and then that way you know that we are always here should you need any further assistance, and we only mean the best for Waterdeep.
And magic assistance, and we've met the Black Staff. That's not a lie.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah, see, her whole outfit's like inspired by it.
You see Sergeant Cromley escort Barnabas through the door, and Barnabas says,
Yes, your story is starting to sound more credible by the hour.
I guess that's all we can get.
Well, bring us to this
all right.
pile of garbage.
You are led by them. You all hop in a coach that's been waiting out on of Troll Skull Alley. You can see the driver looking somewhat impatient, but relieved when Sergeant Cromley rounds the corner with Barnabas. And they usher everybody inside. Evelyn, you got your floaty boots, so you could probably flutter alongside the coach if you want to. As it takes you from the North Ward down into the Trades Ward to the Brisen Bright Theater, which is kind of a bit of a cramped, run-down theater. It looks like it's been way past its heyday and is in kind of a state of early disrepair. But there are posters slapped to its outside boards and its doors suggesting that there are still things happening there, shows going on. And you can see that there are city watchmen, actually a city watchman and a city watchwoman, in their full uniforms, standing outside each entrance. They basically got the place on lockdown.
Don't worry, we have a trash expert coming in. Don't worry.
It's just like,
I'm
Trash
sure
expert sorcerer.
I'm sure these
No,
two
stop!
can get his passage.
Yup. Yes, so you pile out. Sergeant Cromley says, "Oh, one thing we have to warn you about, and that is that this place is haunted."
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, yeah, come on.
He says, "Oh no, there's nothing to distress over, but the owner, Malcolm Brisenbright, is a ghost, you see, and he haunts the place, and he welcomes people to his shows. And then he just sort of lets them carry on, but it's harmless, really. I just didn't want to alarm you."
Oh, good.
Strix is just like, I lived in Barovia for 50 years. I'll take care of it.
You can see posters for a play called Blood Wedding, plastered all over the outside of this. And you can see little write-ups that you can sort of piece together that suggest it must be a play about love, jealousy, and death. The story of a young woman brought to a castle by a count, only to fall in love with his younger brother, a man of faith.
But no, that's just the story
This
of
story
Strahd.
sucks. This story sucks. I hate
As
it.
soon as
1 out of 5
even
stars.
Just like pulls it off the wall, just like eats it.
Evelyn like loves performing art and stuff, so she like fluttered up to the poster like, and then she sees what it is, and she's like, no.
Yes. And
last one that says, "Oh, yes, I've seen it. It's all rather good, if predictable. He murders his brother on his wedding day and pursues the bride, who hurls herself off the battlements and... Oh, well, I'm spoiling everything. Oh,
That's fine.
I've had too
Ending
much
sucks.
to drink, clearly.
No, go on. It sounds like
No.
a good story.
There's need.
Actually,
Anyway, the count is
I'm falling off the
cursed
horse.
by the gods and transformed into some sort of creature of the night.
But isn't there like a band of plucky adventurers who like stop the wedding? And
the plucky adventurers didn't actually stop anything.
are you sure?
There was
Oh.
a plucky adventurer.
didn't remember
and three
that part.
companions.
Anyway, Saith Cromley sort of waves the guards aside and for you, leading into the darkened interior of this theater.
Oh, what was the ghost name again? I forgot.
Malcolm Brisenbright.
Okay. So as soon as Strix will walk in and just open the door and be like, hey, Malcolm Brisenbright.
Yeah, as soon as you sort of go
yes.
into the lobby and you start shouting out his name,
Yeah.
you can see this dead owner manifest before you. He appears dressed in a suit, his hair unkempt, holding a top hat, a ghostly top hat in his hands, almost like he expects like handouts or something, but he's not holding it out to actually get a handout, he's just holding it that way. And but he appears before you, floating spectrally in the air of this darkened lobby. And he gives you what you could only imagine is sort of a default welcome that he's said hundreds, if not thousands of times.
All right. So I have a vial of ghost ectoplasm on my person. So I'm going to take that and just kind of give
Let
him
not this harried visage diminish you, gentle sirs and beautiful ladies, for I am your friendly host. What fine art we have wrought for you this day.
we know you're a ghost. Sir. She'll hold up like the vial of ghostly ectoplasm. See, I've met other ghosts. They're all nice. All ghosts. See, I had some ghosts in my hut. It's fine.
Okay. He sort of glances at it, but doesn't pay it much mind.
Just here to handle your trash problem. We're here to help.
All right. Beyond the ghost of Brisenbright, you can see stairs leading up deeper into the structure. And as you follow them, and there's carpeting covering them, they lead you to the main theater auditorium, which has descending rows of plank seating leading down to a wooden stage covered with all manner of fixed set dressings that look like castle walls. And make perception checks.
Everyone?
Yeah.
11.
I also got 11.
22.
Good.
14.
Okay, with a 14, well, actually, anything higher than a 10, you can smell the putrid stench of garbage. It's not overwhelming, but there's clearly something here rotting and stinking up the place. With a roll of 15 or higher, you can hear something shambling around among the sets on the stage, but you can't see anything, so it must be behind one of the pieces.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, there's something here. I hear it. Did they say they had this thing captured?
They had it contained.
Oh, they had a quarantine, not...
Yeah.
Oh, heck. Okay, well...
Evelyn doesn't hear anything. I assume she's busy like playing around on the set, being like, "Look, I'm a princess."
You start floating around on the set, oblivious to where this creature might be. The rest, Diath,
Wherefore art
you
thou?
hear it enough to know she's close enough to be in danger.
Evelyn, come back. It's right on the...
Okay.
Dieth will kind of try to point out where he's hearing it from, especially to Strix.
Okay.
Yeah, she can. Can she fly above the sets on her broom to kind of look down?
To an extent, it's all very dark. You have dark vision, that helps.
Yeah.
As you fly up high among the catwalks and peer down, make a perception check
All right.
with advantage because you're a trash.
Oh,
Expert.
yay! I got a dirty 20.
Okay, you can see a large mound of trash has basically broken its way into a coffin and is scouring its insides. And
Is this Castle Ravenloft, or is this
you are
the set is-
on the set of Castle Ravenloft.
No!
There are even hanging among you up here, Strix, bats on little wires with little sort of articulated puppet wings, so that the wings can go up and down, and these things can basically be moved across the stage like they're flapping around.
I'm so upset right now.
Bolton's just like judging the set, like, yeah, they really got the windows right. Nice. It's really good.
I figure
Yeah.
he's like trying to find the throne to like so he could just like sit in it.
There, yeah, and in fact, there is a throne seated up there, and it looks just like the throne on the cover of Curse of Strahd. It's this,
Ooh, make my way.
yeah.
Strix is like, I give up. That's all right. Does the trash
Looks like it
mount-
belongs at ChairCon. What?
He can like find a prop wine glass so he can sit like
Yes.
this.
Yes,
Am I in the chair?
you are totally in the chair with your prop wine glass.
Paulton sits down. He's like, "Hey guys, look, eat these high." Your old friend.
Dieth is the only one taking this seriously.
Strix, you see,
he didn't even
Strix, you see
sound
the
like that.
you see the trash monster sort of moving away from the coffin and trying to sneak up behind Paulton in his chair.
Oh
Evelyn
no!
is
like,
just
Paulton's
looking at
behind
Paulton and clapping like, oh, that's so good. It's exactly him.
And
We
this-
are here to take out the garbage.
He didn't even sound like that. That's such a stereotype. That's not scary at all.
One dead waffle crew.
I gotta grab one of the bats off of the ceiling and chuck it at Paulton so it hits
Okay.
him, and it's be like, the trash is behind you.
The trash is everywhere. Whoa, shit. What?
You sort of turn and get up, and you see busting out through the window behind the chair is this stinking, heaving mound of rotting vegetation, paper, and other waste, excrement, everything, just jumbled up into this massive, shambling mound that stands about 8 feet tall.
Oh god, it's massive.
Yeah, it's,
Evelyn goes, "Ugh."
Paulton looks up. He just, the tiefling is here.
let us roll initiative.
Why is everyone mean to me?
It was funny though.
Ooh.
8
8 for Strix.
For Evelyn.
Oh, Evelyn, sorry.
Yeah. 10 for Strix.
10 for Strix.
Dieth got 7.
Okay.
I'm too caught up in this performance. I got 5.
5. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow, we're all terrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is
All
not
right.
good.
The trash monster surprisingly
Not surprising.
goes first and sort of throws itself over the chair at Paulton and makes 2 slam attacks against him.
No, not the chair. I
All
mean,
right,
Paulton's.
the first one misses royally, doesn't come close. The chair kind of falls forward because of the mass of this creature pushing against it, and it kind of stumbles and trips in a way. Its second attack is 23 to hit. And
hits.
that hits. Okay,
Paulton's just like, uncanny. Wait, shit.
Yeah.
Not me.
and so you are thwapped by garbage and take a total of 13 points of damage.
Okay. Okay.
Paulton, are you okay? Do you feel disintegrate?
He's like, now you've pissed him off. You will feel the wrath.
Does the chalice just come through the garbage?
Yes.
I can't get off frame, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strix,
no, you fucked up, friend.
Strix, what do you do?
My God. Do I think that Dispel Magic might work on this?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
As
I'm gonna see.
just for free.
No, nope, I don't know.
Careful, Strix.
Okay.
We can't set the stage on fire.
You don't know.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna be like, well, I'm gonna try.
All right, you attempt to cast Dispel Magic on it, nothing happens.
Oh.
Based on the result, you think this is not a magical effect, but an actual creature, a construct.
Oh, someone's making these.
Yeah, that's important to know. That's what we're here sent here to find out. Good job,
Yep.
Strix.
Thanks, I appreciate the encouragement. It's just
All right, that's Strix. And you're still up in the catwalks, right?
she's on her broom. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Next up is Evelyn.
She's like she turns the sort of smelly on high burn, and she's like, oh, and she tries to stab it.
All right. She flaps down, tries to run it through.
17.
That hits.
She says, recycle, reduce, reuse. And she does. Hold on. Spinelli is 46, I think. Yeah. Do.
There's sort of a bubbling, hissing sound as you plunge deep into this thing, and you can smell some horrible burning.
She gags as she does
Yeah.
13 damage.
Okay.
Ugh.
You actually do less damage than that because this thing is damp and wet, and the fires don't really catch it very well. It has resistance to fire.
Might be better that way.
Yep.
Last thing was needing an 8-foot tall pillar of fire swinging his arms at us.
True enough.
Well, she takes another swing.
Okay.
That one is a 11.
That is a miss.
I think she's probably like, she tries
So
to take another
revolting.
swing, but just the dry heave is like,
Yeah.
"Bleh." Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. Really,
Yeah.
really super stinky gross. And then it is Diath's turn.
Evelyn, can you sense it? Does it feel demonic or devilish?
Do I need an action to do that, Chris?
That's your divine sense, right?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I don't
remember.
think maybe I do.
I think you might have to.
Yeah, I think it's an action. It's like a cantripy type thing.
Dang.
Divine sense, blah, as an action.
Oh,
Okay.
So there. So
All right, that's
okay.
fine.
sorry, I'll check later.
Diath.
So after Evelyn has kind of swiped at it, Diath will kind of take this moment to kind of sneak in there and basically attack it while it's distracted by Evelyn's heavy swing.
Okay.
So Diath will try to pull out Gutter, I guess. Not that he really knows like where it could potentially be weak, but it's fine because I really wanted to do this.
Oh, you got the sword.
Oh!
Ah!
Shit.
It looks so cool.
That's so cool. They Ayana made it, right?
So this was sent by a fan.
Holy shit.
I just got this today.
That's awesome.
Just wanted to show it off a little bit and
Oh
add it to my
gosh.
costume. They did wish to remain anonymous,
Okay.
but I just want to say, you know who you are. Thank you for this. This is amazing, and I love it. So now Diath has this. It's also real spooky.
That's really
Hold
cool.
on, does the key fit? Oh no.
You don't have the right one.
Yeah. There you go. So Diath pulls this out, and then we'll try to find a way to like kind of, after while distracted, kind of like plunge it in.
Plunge
and
into this
twist.
mass. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have at it.
Just kind of like.
Yep. You do get your sneak attack because it is engaged in melee with your friends.
Yeah. Is that with advantage or no? 'Cause
That
I think it's just
is.
because she's just engaged. I don't know if I would necessarily have advantage.
You would, actually.
Okay, cool. That's much better. 21.
Hit.
Good. Sneak attack successful?
Yep.
Okay. Basically stabbing where he would assume a living being would have important organs. And just trying to, wherever that goopy mass is, he's just poking
Okay.
that. Oh, it's not terrible. There's that. 1, 2, 4, 30.
30.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you plunge deep into this thing. It seems to, your weapon does tremendous damage to it, sort of tears through it, and pierces through something sort of spongy and soft, and a spurt of blood shoots out.
Ew.
Oh, it bleeds. Interesting.
And then, sort of kind of half hanging out of its mass, you see a dirty, grimy, dead person.
Ew.
Whoops. Wait, what? Like a full.
Like a
human-
corpse is, like a fresh corpse is inside this mass.
But they were already dead, right?
Unclear. As you pull Gutter out and it's coated in the blade of this man, you're like, I hope he was already dead.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh no.
Did Gutter
no.
enjoy that? Is the question.
Oh yeah, if you want Gutter's reaction, Gutter's basically says, "He was already dead, Diath."
Good.
This
Too bad
is-
for you. Also, I
this
hope
is
that
most
tasted gross.
unsatisfying. All right, do better. Next up is Paulton.
Oh no, corpses are
Fall-
taking over trash. What a time to be alive. All right, cool. This thing's all up on me, so I'm gonna thunder wave it
Okay, makes sense.
at
The
level.
set just goes boom, boom.
Yeah. So it is.
Just gotta make a
3.
Constitution saving throw,
Yes.
which it's pretty good at.
6.
All right, it succeeds. Rolls a 20 on its con save,
Aw, man. Okay.
so it'll take half damage.
Mm-hmm. 38. So. Okay.
And it will take all of it. Oh, it has no resistance to thunder.
16.
Okay, that's already halved, right?
Hmm?
Is that already
Oh
halved?
no, it was so it'll be 8.
8. Okay. All right. You blast it with thunderous energy. Bits of trash fly off it or sort of blown off it, but the creature, by and large, stays intact, and the body is still sort of flopping around in its mass.
It is resilient. We must further our efforts, comrades.
Now you're just rushing.
Yeah, what?
I'm having trouble staying in the accent. I didn't study it very much.
To sort of mindlessly flail away at Paulton. This time it's going to hit you twice. And this will be... The first attack does another 13. The second attack does 17 for a total of 30 points of damage.
What?
Cool.
Oh.
And then it engulfs you in its mass, and the
God.
rest of you just see
careful with it.
you just see Paulton completely engulfed in this creature and is now inside it with this dead corpse.
You hear Paulton muffled like, Perkins, I just got back, come on!
While you are engulfed, you are blinded and restrained and unable to breathe. Neat. And at this,
I heard.
and then when this creature's turn comes around again, we'll deal with any other consequences as you feel the garbage slowly crushing in around you. The next
Evil
move
in.
is Strix's.
Oh, okay. Well, I couldn't do that. Do I feel like if I would polymorph it, if everything in it would be polymorphed as well, including Paulton?
Your polymorph only affects a single creature, so even if it's
Okay.
engulfing something, it would only affect it.
Okay, I'm gonna try and polymorph it then. And that's
Okay.
a DC 16 saving throw
So
for
wisdom save.
wisdom, yeah, which I don't think a pile of garbage is that wise, but you know, never
That's
know.
true. What are you trying to polymorph it into?
We're in a theater, so I guess a rat.
Okay.
I
You're,
love that it's always, we're in an X, so I guess a rat. It's always.
This has to be a contextually accurate polymorph, otherwise
No.
it doesn't make any sense.
okay.
Well, no,
You
she
hear-
only does it because she's worried about it. If it stays that way forever, it needs to be able to survive where it is.
And now you're
You-
worried about it surviving?
You hear like Paulton yell out, no, do a bat! That would be better!
Oh, yeah. She ignores that.
You see like a small part of it transform into a dead rat and then just sort of flops out, but the rest of it is unaffected.
What? That's
Good.
new.
Great plan!
It's possible that it had no effect and it just spit a dead rat out.
No, this is terrible. Okay, well, I'm gonna do a quicken spell and
Yeah.
give myself a bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm going to. Oh, geez. I'm gonna just. What can I do?
You could drop a big bag of stuff that's hanging by a rope on top of it if you wanted to.
Paulton's in there.
No, that's true.
I'm gonna try and just do a.
Bring the set down.
I guess I could do. Well, I don't know if I have infestation, but I don't know if that would work on it. Well, I do have control flames. Is it still on fire?
No.
Well, never mind. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to like throw some bats at it and be like, I don't know. I only.
You add to the garbage. All right.
I'm just like, Kill it from the inside, Paulton.
That would be a sweet place to thunderwave.
Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
Paulton is now completely submerged in this horrific, stinky excrement monster.
Usually Evelyn's reaction to anything is go, you know? So you see her like, Lathander, help me! And she just dives right into the garbage to try to pull him out.
Okay. Make a contested strength check against this creature.
Come on.
Oh, good luck.
Up 7.
Okay, yeah, you reach in and it's got such a tight grip on your friend, you have no ability to pull him out at all.
That doesn't count as an attack, so I don't get a second one, huh?
That is your action, so you're done.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I'm
Cool.
just half stuck in
You're
garbage.
half stuck in garbage. So just her lower body with her fluttery feet are sticking
Her
out
feet
of
are
this
like,
mass.
she's like, "Ah."
And she's trying to lodge her legs onto something that she can use to pull herself back out. And-
It's like poo when he gets stuck in the. Ah.
This is way better.
Oh, bother.
Dia,
Oh, bother.
you now have two friends stuck in this trash monster. One considerably worse off than the other.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, come on in.
When you say that, an orange rind sort of goes down your throat.
Ew.
You. Well, it's technically still engaged with an
It sure is.
ally, so thanks because he swallowed Paulton. Evelyn is half sticking out, so I have a pretty decent idea of where their bodies are not.
Correct.
So I would like to stab them where they are not,
Okay. Do that.
and just maybe at some point it'll disperse or something. I don't know. There's no advantage anymore, is there?
I'm going to say, given the present situation, no.
Okay, 13.
Miss.
Heck. Yeah, it was more like Dieth kind of goes to stab but hesitates because he's not
Yeah.
doesn't want to hit his friends. He's more like just oh gosh. And then he'll use his cutting action to disengage and kind of back up away from it a little bit so it doesn't try to swallow him up too.
Right. That he can do.
Yeah.
You can even find some set pieces to sort of climb up on, so you have a bit higher ground and get a sort of sense of everything going on.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that.
All right. It is Paulton's turn. Paulton, you are blinded and restrained and unable to breathe, but other than that, all's cool.
Oh, cool, great. So it's not too bad. Do I? So I have no idea that Evelyn tried to go.
You probably feel her. She grabbed onto you, but was not able to pull you out, and is probably still grabbing onto you somewhere.
Can I thunderwave from in here?
Yes, you sure can, as long as you can do this without talking, because you can't breathe.
Pretty sure I can.
So, Thunderwave has no verbal, right? Or does it? It has verbal.
Oh heck. Okay. Neat.
Oh, you know what? I'll still let you cast a verbal spell, even though you can't breathe. You can still exhale.
Oh, true. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
make your last remaining breath count.
Well, actually,
But you are restrained. Even though you're restrained, you still have some movement of your limbs as well, so that doesn't restrict you from casting the spell either.
Okay. Would that also apply to Dimension Door?
A Dimension Door you can basically cast to a quote-unquote blind location. I don't think you have to see the destination, so you could Dimension Door out of this creature.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just GTFO out of here.
Yep, as long as you can either visualize it or you can just state the distance and direction. So
I'm
can,
gonna visualize before I was in here.
Okay.
The chair, the straw
Yeah.
chair.
Okay, so not terribly far away, just outside the creature. Okay. A Dimension Door opens up near you, Dieth, and Paulton steps out. And he's just covered in filth. Absolutely just black with filth.
Oh, good.
Like,
You're okay.
okay. And I like look at the garbage. I see Evelyn's leg sticking out. It's like, shit.
Yeah. He's got like half of a sliced up jellyfish stuck to the side of his head.
Like, who's throwing out jellyfish? Who even has
All right, and that's Paulton, which brings us to the top and the creature, which conveniently has somebody half stuck in it anyway. So, he's just going to try to push you all the way in, Evelyn.
She's like kicking, like, no.
And since you're already kind of stuck in it, I'm going to say it has advantage. So it rolled a 19 on its first attack and an 18 on its second. So you are basically stuffed into it.
You just see her little kicky feet disappear.
Oh.
You take a total of 28 points of damage as you are stuffed inside, and you are now blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe.
We had healed up since last time.
Yeah,
though,
you
right?
were fully healed.
You said 28.
28. And that's it for it. Strix, Evelyn is now inside the creature.
Cool.
Okay, great. Damn it! What? How is? I can't set it on fire. Oh, I don't. Do I know? Can I try an Arcana check again? Any kind of way that I can destroy this thing? Like,
Sure, absolutely.
I want to
And
know.
I'm going to give you advantage because you are a fledgling Trashomancer.
Yay. So that would be Arcana 24.
So this creature is sort of the construct equivalent, the trash construct equivalent of a shambling mound.
Okay.
An unaligned, basically limited intellect creature. It's got enough smarts to kind of amble its way around and find food. That's about it. You've seen it be resistant to fire. It's probably resistant to cold.
Okay.
You think it might be immune to lightning,
Great.
as well as being sort of naturally blind. It probably can only see out to a certain range, and then it's blind beyond there. It would have no means of communication per se.
Right.
Although its creator probably can direct it in the simplest possible way. You think that it has no particular immunity to magical weapons or anything else, so aside from cold fire and lightning, you should be able to just blow this thing to pieces.
Okay. All right. Then I guess I will do a quick and spell fireball.
Okay?
just blow it to pieces. Well, I can also do careful spell because I haven't really used any of my sorcery points, I think.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
I think so. So yeah.
Probably better to not burn the theater down.
Well, it is Barovia. Haven't you wanted to destroy it?
Arguably.
Have some fun. Live a little.
All right, there's a big whoosh out in the lobby, or out by the entrance. The guards are kind of looking at each other as this sound echoes out toward them.
There's outside where it's peaceful, and here inside all you hear is a...
All right. Okay, roll your damage. In this
35.
Okay, it failed its save, so it takes, because it's got resistance to fire, it takes 17.
All right.
Little bits of it are on fire, like it's got papers and things stuck in it, and some of those are burning up. But again, its fire resistance means it doesn't really catch fire.
All right.
But now all this sort of billowing black, acrid, oily smoke is coming off it from various horrible things that have been rotting inside of it. And you can see there's like, as it sort of shambles around and changes its shape, like rusty knives kind of stick out of it at times, and other things, other discarded wares. And it is still alive and kicking, even after that fireball. There are set pieces that have caught fire, but that's because they're basically made of light, dry woods.
All right.
Burn, Barovia, burn!
And then it is Evelyn's turn. Evelyn, what do you do?
Well, that's a great question, Chris Perkins. I think that I want to just try to swim out of the garbage.
Okay, make a strength athletics check versus its strength athletics check.
I'm just rolling like poop.
So is it.
13.
Ironic.
Yeah. You do not get out.
Cool. Cool.
Sick.
This is Evelyn's literal nightmare.
Yeah. Trying to think. Well, let's see what else you can do. You're basically just trying to break out of its grapple on you. I can never remember if that's a move action or an act, like a move or an action. I'm just checking it up right now. There it is. It is an action. So you have used your action.
I have another idea, but I feel like Evelyn was probably not thinking super strategically right now,
Right,
and more
yes.
just trying to like, ah!
Yeah. You were so clean this morning. Diath.
I know.
So I'm on this piece of set,
Yes.
and Paulton just appeared next to me.
Yes.
Diaz will turn to Paulton and just be like, "Did you see anything in there? Anything vulnerable?"
I didn't see all that much, man.
Yeah, he was totally
saw
blind
it.
in there.
I saw darkness. I smelled bad, and it's horrible. And we need to get her out of there.
Well, damn it. Diaz will then leap from the set piece and
Yeah.
come on down.
It's
with
probably like the
Gunnar
wedding
into
altar that
Shimmer.
you're standing on. So
Yeah, he'll just like a small leap from that, just try to like, bring it down into it,
All right.
safely away from wherever Evelyn is.
Can you tell where I am?
I'm gonna say yeah, because I rolled a natural 20.
all right.
Oh,
Excellent.
boy! Hooray!
So this is a lot of d6s.
Okay. Bring it.
This is gonna take a lot of math. So give me 1 second.
Sure.
29 plus. Oh my god.
Good Lord.
Okay. What I say the first number was?
29.
Oh, okay. Total of 53.
Holy shit.
Like I just bring it down like on top of the head and just carve it all the way down.
Yeah, you just sort of tear it open like a cheap suit, and just sort of
Gunnar does the equivalent of
yeah, this is all bad. The dead corpse that it had encapsulated earlier sort of flops out. The two halves of it just sort of split and crash down onto the stage, freeing Evelyn. The monster is dead.
and
So-
I imagine as like peels apart, trash falls on Diaz
Yeah.
as he's doing it too. So afterwards he's just kind of standing there like,
There's like just this perfect little banana peel on Evelyn's head.
okay.
Its pieces just sort of drape down over all sides of her head. Just a
And
shit.
so the monster goes like, and it like
Yes.
opens, and Evelyn, like the yolk of the little egg, is
Yeah.
just standing there like,
Yeah. Drip, drip,
Yeah,
drip, drip.
no, Strix is gonna immediately fly down and prestidigitate everyone so no one's dirty.
right? Like she does that, and Evelyn goes, thanks, and then barfs everywhere.
And
As
she does
soon
it
as she
again.
opens her mouth.
She does it again, but like she doesn't
Okay.
do it to herself, and she just starts rooting through the garbage. She's still filthy.
Okay.
She doesn't.
It's
care
very
about
clear that
herself.
this creature at one point must have scooped up like a homeless person, and that's who you found, and
God.
whose corpse is in here.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't. So yeah. So after that, Diaz will kind of like step on the mount, and just like
Yeah.
kind of step away from it.
Right. And you
And
get
just, like-
prestidigitated.
Yeah, it's like, all right, before we go, Strix, examine this corpse, find out what the hell made this thing.
I'll do my best.
Okay, you
and-
start picking through.
Yeah, I'll start picking through it. As long as everyone's clean.
Yeah.
Paulton also needs cleaned, so
Yeah.
Paulton will also
Yeah,
get
you
cleaned.
take care of everybody. Boom, boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
except for myself.
Right.
She doesn't clean herself.
Yeah.
Diaz then tries to put out any small fires around.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, there's like a drape that's caught fire that you're basically stamping out.
Start stamping out like a Strahd costume, like a little too hard.
Yeah.
It's just,
It's not out yet.
it's just not out yet.
Yeah, so she'll start trying to figure out what the thing is.
All right. As you're picking through the garbage and you're trying to get a sense of where it came from, you think that most of the stuff it has amassed would have accumulated in the dock ward.
Okay.
So there's like fish skeletons and.
Oh God, it smells even worse.
Yeah, it's all pretty foul. A lot of discarded waste that filters down through the dock ward. You see evidence of that here. You can also see some bits of half burnt or gnawed on broadsheets of the sort of more sorted kind that you find distributed around the dock ward.
All right.
Make an insight check.
Oof.
Wisdom.
That is a 16. Wait, 17. Sorry,
That's good
17.
enough. So as you're looking through the garbage, a few of the broadsheets strike you as curious, because they all appear to be copies of the same broadsheet. And it is a broadsheet that is no longer circulated and hasn't been circulated around Waterdeep for years.
Oh,
And it's called The Little Birdie,
the little birdie.
which is why it sort of strikes you as familiar, because you probably would have read it back in the day.
Oh,
It's a cheap gossip rag that was sort of common for a while, but was quickly driven out of business.
so when Strix was in Waterdeep, she would have seen this.
Yes, she would have seen. She probably would have lined her nest, as it were, with little birdie broadsheets.
All right. She'll pick one up then and show it to Dieth and be like, "Do you remember this?"
Dieth will take the paper and look at it. I'd imagine he remembers it too.
Yeah, it even though it's sort of covered in grime and whatnot, there is you can tell its age, that before it was sort of engulfed in this creature. The other thing you notice, you make a perception check, Dieth.
Sure. 16.
There are arcane symbols on the back that Strix didn't see.
Oh. Dieth will be like, okay, did you see this?
And she's like,
yeah.
"No."
And
What does it say?
when you look at the arcane symbols, Strix, you believe that these particular pieces of parchment are basically the source of its animating power.
Oh.
That somebody put these arcane marks on these pieces of paper, stuffed them into with some other garbage to basically animate the creature. And
Someone is using old broadsheets to animate garbage.
How many pieces of these parchment were in here?
it's hard to tell. Some of them got burnt up in fires and whatnot, but you can see that there's like 12 or 13 of them that you can salvage.
Okay, yeah.
Who
We're trying
would
to collect
be
up as much as possible.
Motivation to do this. Yeah, we'll collect as many as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see that they're all the same broadsheet, like the same issue of the same broadsheet.
Yeah.
It's not different issues distributed on different weeks or different months. It's the
It's
same.
just what is the on in the issue? What is it talking about?
You can see it's talking about all sorts of gossip about ship captains getting it on and doing illicit trades and that kind of thing. It's all kind of sordid, trashy
Right.
gossip mongering. But you can see at the top of the sheet, underneath the banner, is the Little Birdie's publishing address.
Oh.
Perfect.
Strix turns it around and points it to Dia and goes, "Did you see this?"
You turn it back around.
Yeah.
Diaz takes it, looks at it, and just says, "No, but this is exactly what we needed. Good work, Strix."
Thanks. Good work to you too. Good work, Evelyn and Paulton. Where'd you go? Are you still throwing up?
Paulton's probably got like the Strahd's chair over his back now.
He's bringing it back to the manor. Are you bringing it back?
Just like, oh, I can explain. I need this.
It might be hard getting it past all the guards.
Maybe it's a gift they want to give us in exchange for saving their theater.
I'll persuade them. It'll be fine.
Okay, make a persuasion check against the ghost
wait.
of Malcolm.
I have an idea.
Oh,
Strix is
never
like,
mind.
here.
Here we go.
Strix is like, here, I'll take care of it. And she just animates the chair.
Oh, okay.
It's your
Okay.
mount now.
All right, so you're sitting in the chair, and it's
On the chair.
it's
I like walk past the guards, like, excuse me, sir. I believe this is mine.
All right, that's pretty freaky. Just make a persuasion check with advantage, Paulton, because on the one hand, they're probably not going to give you grief because the chair is actually walking around.
Okay, so that one, let me see. Wow, I just rolled 2 18s in
Okay.
a row. So 26.
One of the guys is like, I didn't realize chairs could do that.
It's like, exactly.
Yeah.
I am known throughout this land as a chair whisperer. I unlock the full potential. I'm like the top guest at ChairCon. They bring me out every year to like do this. So
You deliver the keynote.
so I'm just gonna be taking this back to further. Bye.
All right, they do not
Diaz takes
stop you.
the papers and finds Barnabas and Saith.
Okay. They're waiting outside.
Yeah, and find them and just be like, well, it's safe. We took care of it. Still need to be done. And if the dung sweepers were doing their job, there'd be less of these as well. And they'll take some of the papers and be like, and these were inside of it. I don't know if you recognize these, but these are extremely outdated. Nobody reads these anymore. I've never read them. But more importantly, they come from
Not true.
here.
Ah, yes, you point out the address, and
Yeah.
Sergeant Cromley says,
Oh, this is all well done. Yes. Solid.
Good. So then,
and
He says, I'm familiar with that place. It's an old rundown edifice on Fishgut Court.
this
Do
is
we have to go take care of that for you too?
Barnabas says, well, I wouldn't mind if you checked it out, but you don't have to deal with the problem. We can deal with it ourselves. We have plenty of city watchmen who can assist, but maybe a little reconnaissance would be in order. Find out what we're up against, what?
But if you can handle taking care of it, you can handle reconnaissance too,
Okay,
right?
Yes, of course. Yes. You've done plenty good. Yeah, I don't want to press you any further.
good. So we're all squared away then. There's no other. You're not worried about Strix's unregistered abilities.
Oh, I'm registered
As
now,
is-
even though
yes.
I'm a sorcerer.
You do, Oh, you are.
Yes. This fine gentleman in the magic chair seems to have covered that expense easily enough. I didn't
What
see you
about
go.
bards? Don't bards have to register? And she points at Paulton.
Well, they could. It's optional, of course.
Optional. My favorite option.
Yes.
Well, you may want to do that before your follow-up tour.
The world
Already-
needs their
already just
the world
marching
needs
off
their
in the
music
street.
and laughter more than their spells.
Yeah,
Well,
the last time we tried to be quiet and do reconnaissance, we blew up a mountain. So let's not do that.
Well, then,
Action force.
then no worries. We'll take care of it. Jolly good
Good.
work.
good. You're welcome. And again, we'll keep taking care of the manor and doing our own thing, and you don't have anything to fear from us.
If
Still
you're
just-
interested, we'll keep you posted on what we find.
Yeah, I want to know.
In fact, do that.
Yes.
There seems to be a connection.
Never
between-
arrested a trashomancer before.
Oh yeah. Let's
Don't you like that little joke? Safe. Rather good, not?
I see what you did there. That was really good.
Of course, there's no such thing as a trashomancer. I just made that up.
That's, yep.
I've done that.
Thank you.
I think the alcohol's wearing off.
It's like, well, then, only one solution. To the bar.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, we'll just return back safely then. And again, if you learn anything else, please let us know. This for our own sake.
Of course, yes. We'll check it out and get back to
Good.
you.
And then, well, if there's nothing else,
Is it okay if I still go through people's garbage?
If only if they've truly discarded it and have no further use for it, then of course it's city property, and well, I don't think the dung sweepers will mind if you clean some of it up.
oh, certainly, she'll just be cleaning it up, right? Strix?
Yes.
And then perhaps maybe looking for
If
additional
anything
clues
disappears
about
of
these-
consequence, I'll know where to find it.
Right.
That's
well,
right. Cleaning and looking for clues. That's me.
That's what
I
we
mean,
do.
but maybe you should tell her not to bring any more trash into the house, because that's probably against the rules.
Evelyn, I'm hurt. I give you some of that trash and their presents.
I think your friend in the chair is making a scene.
He's just like spinning.
He's like on one leg, like me.
All right. We'll keep in touch.
All right. And you part company with Inspector Barnes
Diaz tries to
Brosland.
wrangle the crew and get them back to their manor as Paulton enjoys his one-man parade, I guess.
I mean, I'm still walking with, just in a
Right.
chair.
Very sort of clumsily and slowly. But you do make it back to your residence, and now you have a Strahd chair.
Yes.
Dieth is most impressed by seeing it go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah.
It walks itself
That would be
upstairs.
really
No,
awkward,
it just
actually.
has to sit in the bar.
Actually, you could own a corner of the bar and just park
Yeah.
it there. Yeah.
Okay.
I
yeah,
mean,
you
that
know
does
what?
have close access to the wine glasses.
That's
Yes,
true.
that's
Okay.
true.
Yeah. All right. To the bar.
Yes. And
Is
you
this
get-
one of those Paulton's chair only? None of us are allowed to sit in it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, you probably have to get Strix to prestidigitate some of the crap and garbage that got on the chair just to clean it up. a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. She'll clean it up and then it's no longer animated and she's like, I'm not gonna do that again.
It's okay. I can do it too.
Why you always one up me? Stomps away.
All right. Tell me about your evening routines.
Sure. For the record, Dieth kept some of those broadsheets, just so that he has that information. Evening routine after we all eat.
Basically, when you're getting ready to retire for the night and call it a day, what do you do as you prepare to go to bed?
If there's time, Strix will probably make dinner.
Let's assume that
Yeah.
the dinner stuff is over with. You've wrapped up your business for the
Right.
day, and you're getting ready to go to bed. How do each of you prepare for the night's slumber? Starting with DF.
So first thing he does is return to his attic quarters and undon all of his equipment. So basically takes off everything except for like boots, pants, and his deep blue tunic. And from there, he either goes up to either the turret peak or from the attic window or wherever it is, make his way to as high up as possible, or onto the rooftops.
Okay.
Either way, and just takes a moment to reflect upon himself and the day while looking at the night sky.
Okay. Who's next?
I want to try and hide one of Dieth's keys.
God damn it!
All right. You,
Strix is getting ready for bed in the same room with his stuff. Does she shoo you out like every night? She's
yeah,
like, stop it!
probably.
I mean, I'm most likely invisible when.
Well, that's
She'll
true.
see this keys floating away and be like, no, no, no.
Sometimes she might.
Sometimes she might, sometimes she won't.
Yeah. On this
Are you
particular
successful tonight?
on this particular night, an argument. Well, not really an argument. A one-sided discussion between Strix and Simon provides the optimal distraction for Paulton to sneak in and hawk a key.
just floating away.
Once you've hidden the key somewhere where you know Dieth will find it eventually, what do you do to prepare for the rest of the night, if anything? Like you just you throw all your clothes off onto the floor? Do you just sort of pack everything away neatly? Do you?
I sit in the chair
Right, of course.
and then I animate it. I'm like, to bed.
God damn it.
All right, you come up into your room. The chair dumps you into your bed.
I'm just like, good night, chair. You're the best. I give a little pat.
What about Simon? Is he offended by this?
No.
Good night, Simon. You're also the best.
Does Simon sleep in the turret? Like, does he have his own little room?
Yeah, he sort of crawls up into the turret and kind of disappears up there. He's sort of claimed the turret as his home. Evelyn, after dinner wraps up, you take sort of a plate of food out to Waffles in the den and make sure that she gets well fed as usual. Then you have
Give her some
you
pats.
probably have playtime and wrestle time with her, tumbling around
I was
in
just
the
gonna
den.
say, like some tug of war.
Yeah, tug of war, pulling on
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually it ends up that Evelyn, like, because I think Evelyn could be easily pulled over by Waffles, so she uses her flying boots as like resistance, and she's like, so yeah, I think they play for a while.
Yeah.
I think that Evelyn, from spending so much time as a construct, she's not used to how much sleep she needs as a human. So I think she has a bad habit of like hanging out at the bar or wherever everyone is, like way too late, and she gets up so early that she'll kind of like be like drifting off as she's like, I'm awake, you know, and so she has a tendency to do that. But when she does actually put herself to bed and go through like her actual nighttime rituals, she takes a bath and reads because she's actually fairly studious. She has all these like holy texts and things, and she kind of pores over them, does the nightly devotional thing. Fastidiously cleans her armor and weapons and sets them. I imagine she has like a
mannequin.
stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she puts them all there, like all perfect. If she needs her clothes clean, she asks Strix to prestidigitate them before she sets them out, like all nice and starched. And then she tucks herself in bed, pulls up the covers, and good night, Lathander. And goes to sleep.
Strix?
So Strix will wait until everyone is asleep, and then she'll go around and make sure that all the doors are locked and that
Yep.
everything is safe and
Okay.
all the windows are locked.
You see, after everybody's gone to sleep, you do hear some creaking up the stairs, and it's just Simon going up the stairs with a glass of milk.
I just like
What's he even doing?
His best.
Pretends.
Yeah.
yeah, Strix just ignores that, and she'll just and it's, I guess, like eventually instead of putting warding circles around everyone, she'll just ward with chalk around each window
Okay.
that she can, and the door, and then she'll just do that. Little tiny symbols because Evelyn got mad at her when they were really big. So, and then she'll check her potions in the basement, make sure all of those are doing well.
Okay.
And I guess sometimes Dieth would be asleep. Sometimes he probably might not be asleep. He might be in the turret, but she'll just hide her stuff under the board, hide all her things, and then turn her staff into the owl bear, a little stuffed owl
Yep.
bear, and she'll just like sit there for a second, just holding the owl bear, maybe crying, possibly crying.
Depends on the day.
Cry yourself
Depends
to
on
sleep.
the day. Yeah, and then she'll just like curl up as tight as she can into a ball in the corner and just like fall asleep crying, or maybe not crying, depends on the day.
Okay. Strix, you do have a dream that night.
Oh no. I don't like these.
It's actually just a kind of a flashback dream to when you were living in Waterdeep, kind of in the streets. And now that you're in this house and surrounded by friends, people that you can trust, and you've kind of got this safe sanctuary that's completely alien and unfamiliar to your life experience, this dream sort of strikes you as weirdly nostalgic, but kind of out of place in your present day mindset. You're digging around through trash, as you've done many times before, in a pile in an alley. I guess you have trash on the mind. And you're startled and jumped by a creature that is basically a bird man, a kenku.
Oh,
And as he attacks you and tries to steal your trash, you hellish rebuke him, burn the feathers off his head, and send him screaming down the alley.
oh. He attacked me, but that's really sad.
Yep. And as you, in your dream, as you scamper off and lace your nest with your find, probably on a rooftop somewhere, lodged up by a chimney where you can stay warm, you realize that some of the garbage that you took, that he dropped, are little birdie pamphlets.
Oh. Oh no. This poor little bird. I must have done something to him. I like wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, poor bird! Sad bird! I'm just yelling.
You probably awake Diath because this
Yeah,
is.
Dia darts awake and immediately like leaps on the bed like 3-point stance, ready to like defend.
It's just like, sad bird!
And the rest of you in the house probably the Paulton would hear because it's on the floor above. Evelyn wouldn't because she's on the far side of the house.
And I think she sleeps like the dead
Yeah,
too.
probably. So Paulton, you hear the cry of sad bird from up above.
He like wakes up and like
one of Strix's many night terrors.
it's like get roommates, they said.
You see as you sit up in the night, Paulton, you see Simon come out of his little door, and he's got an empty glass, sort of lined with a little bit of milk, and then he just sort of disappears down into the kitchen, thinking you're still asleep.
What is he doing with it?
I see him walk by.
You
It's like,
can't drink
oh.
it.
It's like, oh, look at him with his little glass of J. Wait.
And that's where we'll stop.
God.
Okay,
Simon has a secret pet.
This is the bad roommates episode.
So yeah, no kidding. Next week, since we have the big crossover game with Acquisitions Inc., not this coming weekend, but the following weekend, for next week, before we get to the 100th episode with the C team, we do have a session. I was thinking we could just hang and basically do AMA and chat about life in Waterdeep and plans of the Waffle Crew and other details, answer questions that people have in the chat.
We have
That'd be
never
fun.
done a full group AMA before.
We have never done that. So that could be fun. What do you think?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Tell us what you think online, and we'll set that up for next week if people are game. And until then, our next episode will be the 100th issue. It will be the crossover episode with Jerry Holkins and I DMing 2 parties, broken up into various pieces, and then all together. And so tune in for that, and stay tuned for details about how that's going to roll out and who's going to be in which games and all that shenanigans. Details to follow. Until then, everybody look after each other. And does anybody have anything they want to share before we part?
Trapped in the Birdcage is back this week. Anna's on that too. That's on Thursday. And Hell's Bells is on Sunday. That's it.
I have an episode of Misclicks D&D Lost Mine, which could potentially be our last episode at 6:30, so about a half hour from the time that this ends on twitch.tv/Misclicks. And I will be doing Trapped in the Birdcage, but I will be doing it from Ohio because I will be hosting the Pokemon Championships. So if you like to watch Pokemon video game or trading card game, tune in and you'll see yours truly.
I've got the same thing I announced last week, but going on tour for the Paid and Exposure Tour in August. Hitting Nashville, Detroit, Chicago, Burnsville, Denver, Seattle, and Portland. Tickets are at natewantsTobattle.com. Also going to be at Anime Expo this weekend. I have a signing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so come hang out. And
Where is that? Is that in Los Angeles?
It's in LA. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 104 degrees.
Holy
Yeah, come join the night.
Oh,
I will be at CoxCon in Telford, England, July 21st and 22nd. My first time over in Europe, in England, or in general. So if any European fans watching this want to come on by and say hi, that would be super neat. Also, there will be folks like Jesse Cox and the rest of the Normalwoods crew. So check out coxcon.uk.net for more information or possible tickets. And then, oh my God, I'm going to spam that link. The DCA subreddit. Be sure to talk about this episode today, or maybe there'll be maybe you guys can talk about what you would potentially want to ask us at our AMA session next week.
Sounds great. And until then, everybody be well, and we'll see you in a week. And then, oh my God, episode 100 is going to be mighty.
Oh no.
Oh,
mighty!
Yes.
Yes!
God, very scared.
Jerry
So much
Holkins
games.
and I have conspired, and will continue to conspire until then.
Good.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So excited.
Super fun.
If you missed the announcement, it's on our Twitters. We're going to Penny Arcade Studios in Seattle. We're all going to be there live. And we're going to play a ton of D&D all weekend.
Yep. All right. Cheerio.
Bye.